This is a town hall meeting, which means, thankfully, I don't have to do a lot of work. And I don't have to speak a lot, you don't have to listen to me a lot. The idea is for us to come together. Here today, right now, we have the power of 120. The power of that magical number of 120, which is the Knesset, and we know how enlightened and sophisticated and calm a conversation they always have in the Knesset. We're going to do better. And so what I want to do now is really just open up the floor. The goal of ROI 120 is to transform the conversation in the Jewish world. How do we do it?
I'm in the environmental track. I think that conversation is the conversation that the Jewish community should be having. I am very tired, personally, of talking about, of hearing about the conflict and continuity and where we're going and what we're struggling with and who we are. And like, we're so obsessed with ourselves. We need to get over ourselves. What are we doing for the communities that we live in that are the non-Jewish parts of our community? What do we offer to the world that's not Jewish?
We have to start to talk in one language. I think, of course, it's a Hebrew language.
Or Russian?
But besides this, I think we have to talk in one professional language if we are working with people in our communities.
I quit my job and I am coming to visit you. I am excited to figure out what we have in common. And what I think we have in common is if I show up at your doorstep in whatever country, whether it be Turkey or Uruguay or Argentina, and I say, I am a Jew and I want to hang out, that you're going to take me into your home because Abraham's tent had 4 open sides and he let everybody in. And this amazing community that we've built all around the world, I'm going to see if it's really valid.
Hi. Yeah, I expected something like that. I'm Yoel. I'm from Turkey along with Lissia here. We all come from communities with small c's, but I want a community with a capital C, which is a universal community, like Jews all around the world being one.
An idea started to kind of go through my mind, and it's creating a website. First of all, for Israelis.
I think that this conference has also made me realize that we have to remember where we're coming from and the power and the strength of our history and our culture, which has brought us here today. Also remember that we are part of a community with a capital C, and keep instilling that into your life.
Hello. If there's 2 mics in the room, I'm going to grab one of them. Hello, shalom, my name is Yitzchak, according to what I love. I do. That's right. Anyway, I was part of the youth programming track. Future generations of Jews aren't going to be inspired by something par. Bottom line is, like, if you want to pass a flame on, the candle's got to be burning hot.
And one thing that you hear a lot working in the young adult Jewish community is that there's kind of a gap in Jewish cultural and religious and spiritual interests between the time young people leave college, leave Hillel, and then come back to synagogue with their kids.
I think, tell me if I'm wrong, please tell me I'm wrong, I think the Jewish community needs a new language. I think the Jewish community needs a new way of speaking and conceptualizing. I want to hear a little bit from you about how we do that.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like vibrating with energy, so if I'm talking too fast, that's why, and I apologize. But I'm still going to do it. Yay!
Are these tracks about how do we rope the next generation into their Jewish identity, or how do we make a contribution, as Mira was saying?
And he had told me to try on Judaism, see if it fits. And the most important lesson I learned from him was do that you might learn. You feed people and you play with kids and we build internet sites. And you do it, and eventually your soul catches up. And eventually your spark catches up to your doing. And the stuff you do becomes the Jewish stuff you do.
And if we can commit ourselves to just raising basic Jewish literacy, that's how we change the world. Because through the basic literacy comes the tzedek.
What's the story that brings us into this next stage? And I think more importantly, what are we going to do with that story? And so it's a discussion that has to go from a very simple premise. What's the positive contribution that you're going to give as a Jew, as a member of this collective community?
On the other hand, the challenge that American jury, the challenge that they face, that you face, completely different. It's how to be a thriving minority, is how to build networks between yourself. And this is something, again, completely different. And the question that I ask myself is that I ask you whether we can find a common agenda that can bring you and us, Israeli Jews, together.
I want to speak just for a minute from my perspective, because I care greatly about Israel and about the Jewish people. I appreciate all of you being here and the heart and soul that you've put into it. But I want you to know that you're not alone. There's a person who cares, and she'll always be there with you. Thank you.